The Slovakia Ring provides the venue for the fourth FIA ETRC race weekend. Opened in 2009, the track to the east of Slovakian capital Bratislava nestles in a vast number of sunflower fields. The trucks visit the circuit for the first time. This 5.9-kilometre track with 6 left and 5 right turns is uncharted territory for many truck racing fans. Almost all the drivers are unfamiliar with the circuit except Adam Lachko. The Czech driver, this weekend's local hero, performed a few tests here prior to the season. The overall leader boasts 5 wins on the bounce, winning twice in Misano and 3 times at the Nürburgring. He hopes to build on his impressive displays in Slovakia.
When it's raining, our Bagheera is fast and me a little bit also. It's nice, we have 5 wins in the one lane, but here it's another weekend, new weekend and new race, and we must fight.
He is no fewer than 46 and 47 points respectively ahead of his 2 German pursuers. Steffi Halm, lying second, hopes for dry conditions in Slovakia after a rainy, patchy weekend at the Nürburgring. Jochen Hahn is only 1 point short of Halm and thinks that he is well prepared for this first race weekend at the Slovakia Ring.
Everybody is beatable here, so from this side we fight to win. We can close the gap to him and make more points than him. So, but it's a big step in the moment. So when you win 1 or 2 points on the weekend, it's nothing. From this side, we must make a step, and for sure we can go faster than him.
If you look the last few years, he was finishing, I think, 3 times in a row, second place in the overall championship. So it's time for him to take the title.
And at the moment, things are looking good for Lachko. He has clocked up 142 points so far, whereas Halm is on 96 and Hahn on 95. The overall standings reveal Norbert Kish, who is lying 4th, still has a chance to enter the fight for the title. The Hungarian, though, has yet to win a race this season. The man from Budapest is the only driver who knows the Slovakia Ring from previous years, having contested a number of touring car races here.
For me right now, it's the understeer. This is very difficult, especially in the fast turns, and it's very easy to go off because there are some very long turns, which you cannot even see the end of the turn, and it's really hard to find the proper braking points and the good braking zones. So yeah.
Former champion Antonio Albacete agrees. The Spanish milestone man, contesting his 100th FIA ETRC race here, will have to become accustomed to a completely unfamiliar track with his Team Bernau MAN truck.
It's not easy, and I've never been here. I see some videos from the World Touring cars, but it's quite difficult. I mean, it's very fast circuit. It's tricky, some parts are very tricky and some parts are very fast, and it's not easy to find the good line. So I think it's going to be very interesting for the weekend.
Albacete appears to have found a good line in qualifying, however. Already more than 2 laps of pushing to the limit are impossible. The Spaniard is faster than Adam Lachko, albeit by a single thousandth of a second. Albacete secures 2nd, whereas the overall leader of the championship will be starting race 1 from 3rd on the grid. Norbert Kish is in a class of his own, half a second quicker than both Albacete and Lachko, wrapping up pole position for race 1. The conditions at the Slovakia Ring are near perfect. Great weather, no rain for a change. Norbert Kish, overwhelming fan favourite because of his lap time in free practice, aims to seal his first race victory this season. But his pursuers are lurking. Albacete and Adam Lachko followed by Jochen Hahn 4th and Steffi Halm lining up 5th.
It was already raining in the come out lap, so I mean, probably God is from the Czech Republic.
No, I don't think so. Maybe he's Slovak because it's only a little bit raining. It's not starting to rain a lot, but I think it doesn't matter. We have a nice race in front of us. First race in Slovakia, and I think it's very interesting.
Ready for race one. The Slovakia Ring is the longest circuit on the calendar this year, the race distance being 8 laps. Kish and Albafetti are at the head of the field, followed by Hahn and Lachko. Albafetti is out of luck again. Lachko slightly touches the rear. The Spaniard almost spins. He's passed by half the field and drops down to 10th place. His rear view reveals Adam Lachko's slight push.
It could be a good race. I mean, I think we couldn't follow Norbert, you know. I mean, he's very fast, but I think we couldn't be second quite easy. So it's a shame for the team because we are doing quite a really good job, but we don't have that luck in the results, you know. So I am a little bit disappointed.
There's more drama later in the lap. On board with Albafetti, he's approaching Gert Kurber's truck. From Kurber's point of view, though, David Rashecki misses his braking point completely. Kurber hits Andrei Kurzin. Both are able to continue, but Albafetti is up to 6th. Kish in the lead, ahead of Hans Iveco, Lachko's Freightliner, and Steffi Halm's blue MAN in 4th. The field returns to the start-finish straight, and the race order at the head of the field is the same. Kish is in the lead, followed by a trio comprising Hahn, Lachko and Halm. ETRC action at the circuit for the first time means the spectators are thrilled. Championship leader Adam Lachko, who is as experienced as Norbert Kish, will examine Jochen Halm's line in the next few laps, preparing an attack against the reigning champion. The Czech finally stages his attack in the infield on lap 5. Jochen Halm's setup is not ideal for this particular section. Lachko slightly touches the German driver's truck, but taken all together, it's a fair move. Lachko passes Halm. Steffi Halm is lurking behind them. Her onboard perspective reveals she has a chance to follow suit and then to pass the reigning champion.
3 laps before the end, I'm on the 2nd place. 3 laps before the end, I have a small mistake in one corner. Adam go in, have a good acceleration and overtake, so I accept it.
Norbert Kish sets the fastest lap time, steadily extending his lead. He's followed by a quartet now, as Antonio Albafetti, who is just as fast as Kiss at this point, has caught up with Steffi Halm. Rashecki is rather lonely behind them, whereas only a few seconds span the trucks from 7th to 11th. Andrei Kurzin in number 42 is lying 7th. Jose Rodriguez puts the German under pressure. The Portuguese is slightly ahead of Kurzin in the overall Promoters' Cup standings.
He was very fast, he was behind me, but yes, I can't go, and he is go to the drive-through.
The drive-through because Rodriguez repeatedly ignored the track limits, not only dropping a presentable 8th position in the ETRC rankings, but also passed by Frankie Wojciech in the Promoters' Cup standings. Norbert Kish takes the flag after 8 laps, sealing his first victory this term. Jochen Hahn finishes behind Adam Lachko again, beating Halm and Albafetti to the podium. Norbert Kish celebrates and is celebrated as he comes into Parc Fermé. The Hungarian scores his maiden victory this season, putting an end to Adam Lachko's dominance. Kish's teammate Andrei Kurzin turns in a presentable display, finishing 7th. The podium on top, Norbert Kish brimming with joy. Adam Lachko 2nd, Jochen Halm 3rd. The first triumph of the season for Norbert Kish, his first victory since the ETRC race in Nogaro last year.
I also could made it through the start. The start is always very hard, but I could made it through in first position. I had a little bit of help from Adam behind, which is always good. And then yeah, I could see that I'm quite faster than the others, and I think I was pretty safe after the first lap in front. So yeah, it was very, yeah, it's really hard to describe, you know, it was very, very good.
The fans flock to the circuit. A total of 25,000 are on site for the first European Track Racing Championship race in Slovakia. They're in for a real treat. a lot to see and do away from the racetrack. The grid girls too are primed for the second race. The reverse grid order for race 2 means Iveco driver Gert Kurber will be starting from pole. Andrei Kurzin is lining up alongside him on the front row.
When I see the lap times from the first 5 concurrents, I will say no, it's not possible. I'm too slow here in Slovakia.
David Rosecki is third and Antonio Albafetti fourth. They share the second row. The Spaniard is optimistic as usual. The start of race 2 with Gert Kurber and Andrei Kurzin at the front. Both have a poor getaway, unlike the drivers on the second row. Albafetti springs a surprise, the Spaniard shining with a fantastic start, taking the lead after a few metres. Adam Lachko is fully focused, spotting Hahn and Kish alongside him as he brakes. Turn 1 always feels like a hairpin for truck drivers at any circuit. From an aerial perspective, the giant trucks seem like toys, but an on-board view quickly reveals the battles are deadly serious, especially in midfield. 42, Kurzin fails to pass Rosecki before Lachko and Hahn, to the left, stage an attack against the Mercedes driver. Antonio Albafetti in his red and white truck at the head of the field is chased by Steffi Halm. Third, Kurber, then a little gap ahead of Lachko, Hahn and Kish. Kish, the Hungarian, incurs a 10-second penalty for speeding at the start. The seconds will be added to his final race time. In terms of the Promoters' Cup, Kurzin is ahead of Jose Rodriguez in the blue and yellow truck, and then Stefan Fass in the second orange and white rig. A tough battle for 10th place overall. Lap 4, we're on board with Lachko, who easily passes number 27, Gert Kurber, for second place. Kurber soon gets passed by Hahn and Kish, dropping him to 6th spot. Things are not going well for Mr. Truck Racing, who has problems with the setup of his Iveco. Kurber losing place after place.
I make open the door. The boys are so much faster than me, and it makes no sense to close the door every time. Otherwise, you will find you out of the track.
Andrei Kurzin's onboard view shows a slight mistake by the young German on lap 7. He loses grip and runs wide, ending up in the gravel trap. He's forced to retire, just like his major rival Jose Rodriguez, who retires with a technical problem. On the penultimate lap, Antonio Albafetti is still at the head of the field, but put under pressure by Steffi Halm, who is aiming to wrap up her second victory this season. However, the Spaniard turns in a flawless display, leaving Halm no chance. Antonio Albafetti is the first to cross the finishing line, wrapping up his first win this year ahead of Steffi Halm. The Spaniard concludes his 100th ETRC race in style. Winner Antonio Albafetti takes 20 points. Stefan Fass in 9th clocks up 2 points, whereas Frankie Wojciech in 10th takes just 1.
It was difficult to drive, very easy to make a mistake, so I have to take it easy. I see that I was faster in some places than Steffi, and she was faster than me in some others, but I controlled quite well the race, and at least I have the victories.
The Spaniard and Lutz Bernau's team are finally rewarded for their efforts. Steffi Halm and Adam Lachko complete the podium and pose for the obligatory photo.
Trophies up to the air, guys. And big smile.
Sunday lunchtime at the Slovakia Ring. Time for autographs, discussion and beautiful girls. Good news for everyone who didn't make it to the circuit. The ETRC stars leave their mark for those who follow them via smartphone, tablet or desktop computer. Jochen Hahn in particular laid down a marker in qualifying. The reigning champion shone with the fastest lap time again, 76 thousandths faster than Norbert Kisch.
The first 5 can win the race. Very important, it's the start. We see it yesterday. 5 people can win. We will see after the first corner.
The second row, Antonio Albafetti starts third, Adam Lachko fourth. Apparently the Czech would have welcomed a few more horsepower. Steffi Halm, who won a race at the Red Bull Ring on the opening weekend, will be starting from fifth. There's a great atmosphere at the Slovakia Ring, and race 3 is underway. Thrilling action right from the word go. Antonio Albafetti immediately attacking Jochen Hahn. Sascha Lentz tries to find space between Brzezicki and Rodriguez. The drama behind almost overshadows Norbert Kisch's brilliant manoeuvre to take the lead. Lentz and Rodriguez touch further down the field, but without grave consequences for either driver. The manoeuvre of the weekend from Norbert Kisch's onboard view. Hahn and Albafetti both missed the braking point, leaving Kisch space. Lap 2, Kisch's teammate Andre Kurzim, who dropped down from 7th to 14th at the start, tries to avoid hitting Erwin Klein-Nagelvoort, taking the emergency exit. At the same time, Adam Lachko works his way up the order. He passed Brzezicki and now easily overtakes Steffi Halm for 4th. Lachko then retains his position against the attacking MAN driver. Andre Kurzim heads into the pits and retires after skidding into the gravel trap on that second lap. The battle is on between Sascha Lentz, number 30, and Gert Kurber in 27 for 7th place. Old hand Kurber, who boasts 30 years of track racing experience, tries to overtake his young German compatriot after 8 laps, but ultimately fails. Lentz, born in 1987, the year Kurber started his track racing career. Like Kurzim, Dominique Orsini takes to the gravel. Following Kurzim's retirement, Jose Rodriguez and Stefan Fass fight for the Promoters' Cup victory until the end of the race. The Portuguese, who boasts considerably more experience, retains his position against Fass, who had contested only 3 truck races before this weekend. The head of the field on the penultimate lap. Norbert Kisch, who has a big cushion over his pursuers, is in the lead, followed by Albafetti, who retains second, ahead of Jochen Hahn, Adam Lachko and Steffi Halm. Almost the entire racetrack can be seen from the main stand, a huge compliment to the track architect. The circuit is demanding, it's a challenge even for Norbert Kisch. The Hungarian sets the fastest lap time again at 2 minutes and 43.277 seconds, and he's almost an entire second faster than Albafetti. Last lap, no changes in the race order, everybody settling for their current position. Norbert Kirsch clinches his second victory this season, his second within 24 hours. A clear-cut victory ahead of Albafetti and Hahn. Behind them, Adam Lachko takes fourth ahead of Steffi Halm, Sascha Lentz seventh ahead of Gert Körber, Jose Rodriguez in ninth. Norbert Kirsch is brimming with joy, of course, and his manoeuvre at turn one is fodder for conversation in Parc Fermé.
I saw that they are side by side each other, and I'm in the middle and Adam is on the outside. So yeah, I thought that okay, my only chance is this if they brake too late, which happened. And right when we go on the brakes, right away I see them go forward, and I said that's too late, for sure that's too late. And I was already building up for the exit. So I went under them, had a good exit, and see you on the podium.
3 champions on the podium, a rarity this season.
Nobby, it's all fox. You see it come from outside, overtake us together, and that's it.
We were a little bit wide, and Kirsch has the space to pass. He was like a rocket passing,
The reverse grid order for race 4 guarantees action. Gert Körber will be starting from pole again, Sascha Lentz lining up alongside. Steffi Halm in her blue truck on the outside has the quickest getaway, taking the lead before turn 1, thanks to better acceleration than Lentz and Körber. Gert Körber drops down to 4th, whereas Sascha Lentz retains 2nd position, with Brzezinski still lying 3rd. Adam Lachko often causes debris on the track at the start. This time, a chunk of debris hits Albafetti's truck. The windscreen breaks for the 3rd time this season. Brzezinski's rear view reveals Albafetti was extremely lucky. Halm, Lentz, Brzezinski, the race order at the top as they head into the infield. On board Jochen Hahn, he passed the Freightliner and overtakes Sascha Lentz for 2nd at the beginning of lap 3. On board with Norbert Kirsch, the Hungarian, who started from 8th, follows suit and overtakes Sascha Lentz, who drops down to 4th before Lachko passes him on the next lap. Rodriguez in the blue and yellow truck and Kurzim fight not only at the track but also for the Promoters' Cup lead in the points. The German passes the Portuguese on lap 4, cutting Rodriguez's cushion to 8 points before the summer break. The last few metres, Steffi Halm still ahead of Jochen Hahn and Norbert Kirsch. Jochen Hahn retains his position against the Hungarian, who impresses with the fastest lap again. Steffi Halm wraps up her 2nd triumph this season, a great success and an impressive performance. Halm, Hahn and Kirsch are followed by Lachko, Lentz, Körber, then Albafetti coming home in 7th place. Andre Kurzim 9th tops the Promoters' Cup, flanked by his biggest rival Jose Rodriguez and guest driver Frankie Wojciech. Steffi Halm visibly exhausted but very happy after her 2nd triumph.
The start was nearly like perfect, and then I could make a gap until Jochen was able to pass Sascha, and then I can nearly keep the gap, and it looks easy, but it is not so easy to drive alone when you don't have the big pressure. So for sure on the podium was a harder fight.
1 woman, 2 men and 3 bottles of champagne. There's no need to comment on the outcome. Norbert Kirsch progresses from 4th to 2nd in the championship, already looking forward to the races on home soil in Budapest, whereas Adam Lachko will enjoy the summer break with a comfortable cushion of 43 points.
For me, it's the Hungarian, home race, huge crowd. I think you could see last year, very enthusiastic people. So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to the Hungarian, and I think we will have a chance for victory there as well.
The fans will flock to Budapest for the Hungarian Truck Festival at the end of August, and they will surely turn out in their thousands to support local hero Norbert Kish for another all-action weekend in the 2017 FIA European Truck Racing Championship.